Dear friends and fellows, this training session will highlight the potential dangers of working near underground services and gives advice on how to reduce the risks. It deals principally with risks to health and safety rather than damage to services. However, precautions taken which reduce risk to people's health and safety will generally also reduce the risk of damage to services, which can directly or indirectly posing a significant risk to people's health and safety. The training is aimed at all of those who are involved in commissioning, planning, managing, and carrying out work on or near underground services, as well as the owners and operators of such services. Welcome to HSC training session. Today we are discussing about how to protect underground services. I'm your host Javed and you are watching Safety First. If you are new on this channel, kindly subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, and if you find the video informative, then like, comment, and share with your friends. Do you know the types of underground utilities? Underground utilities might include, but not limited to, electrical cables, gas pipelines, water lines, stormwater lines, sewer lines, telecommunication and networking cables. Here the question is where you can apply this guidance or where this training session can benefit you. Dear friends and fellows, the guidance applies to situations where underground services may be found and disturbed, including street works, road works, excavation, drilling and piling, demolition and site remediation, site investigation surveys, and any other work that involves penetrating the ground at or below surface level. Underground services are widespread. You have to assume that they are present and live unless you have been shown otherwise. Training session about the protection of underground services having four parts. Part number one, identifying and managing the dangers. Those are related to underground services. Part two, planning the work. Part three, detecting, identifying and marking underground services. And part number four, safe excavation. Today, in this training session, we will cover only the first part, that is about the identifying and managing the dangers. Those are related to underground services. Dear friends and fellows, damage to underground services can cause fatal or severe injury as well as significant disruption and environmental damage. It can also delay the project and incur considerable costs. Underground service might be an electricity cable. Let us look at the dangers involved in the damage of electricity cables. Injuries are usually caused by the explosive effects of arcing current and by any associated fire or flames that may result when a live cable is penetrated by a sharp object, such as the point of a tool. Such effects can also occur when a cable is crushed severely enough to cause internal contact between the conductors or between metallic sheathing and one or more conductors. Typically, injuries are severe, potentially fatal. Burns to the hands, face and body. Electric shock is possible but less likely. Incidents may also arise from cables, connections and terminations which have been damaged but left unreported and unrepaired, or which have deteriorated with age. Other nearby services, such as plastic gas pipes, may also be at risk from damaged live electricity cables. This could result in explosions and a greater fire risk. Underground service or utility might be a gas pipeline. Damage to gas pipes and connections can cause leaks that may lead to fire or explosion. But remember, there are two types of damage. Number one, damage that causes an immediate leak, and number two, damage that causes a leak sometime later. The damage may occur when the work is carried out or subsequently. For example, poor reinstatement may leave a pipe inadequately supported or subject to unequal forces. The risk from leaking liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) is greater than from a natural gas leak, as it is heavier than air and doesn't disperse so readily. It can also travel great distances below ground level before accumulating at low level. For example, in basements and cellars. Dear friends and fellows, this is the impact, this is the result of an underground explosion, damage to an underground gas service pipe. You can see the destruction that is mighty huge and catastrophic. Dear friends and fellows, underground service might be a water line or a sewer line. Although damage to water pipes is less likely to result in injury, but it can cause a jet of water from a main can be a sufficient pressure and intensity to injure a person. It may also contain stones or other hard objects ejected from the ground around the pipe. Leaks of water from underground pipes can affect adjacent services and reduce support for other structures. Damage to main pipes can result in flooding, leading to subsequent risk from drowning or the rapid collapse of support to the sides of an excavation. Water can enter gas pipes if they are also damaged. While some sewage is pumped at pressure, sewers are generally gravity fed, and the main risks from damage to a sewer are to the health of workers from exposure to raw sewage, the chance of ground collapse, and the possibility of environmental contamination and pollution. There might be other underground pipelines. The danger arising from damage to other pipelines depends on the nature of the conveyed fluid. Fluids and their associated risks include flammable liquids and gases, risk of fire and explosion, fluids at elevated pressure, risk of injury from sudden release of contents, toxic liquids and gases, risk of poisoning, inert gases such as nitrogen and argon, risk of asphyxiation. Very often, a fluid will present a combination of risks. For example, a liquid may be both toxic and flammable. Dear friends and fellows, underground service might be a telecommunication cable. But don't forget, damage to telecommunication cables may require expensive repairs and can cause considerable disruption to those relying on the system. However, the risk of personal injury to workers is normally very low. Flammable and toxic gases can enter cable carrying ducts, particularly if the duct has been damaged. Such gases can accumulate in chambers, manholes, etc., and pose a risk to operatives who may need to work there. Dear friends and fellows, damage to electrical lines, chances of shock, arcing, and burn. Damage to civil lines, chances of toxic gases, land contamination and pollution. Damage to pressure lines can cause injury, flooding, and damage to adjacent structures. And damage to telecommunication cables costs a huge, massive amount. Now the question is, what is the solution to avoid these damages? Number one, to avoid underground services. And number two, to protect underground services. Hopefully, you will learn all identification, how to locate underground services, how to protect underground services, and how to proceed safely. But in the next training session. Today's training session is over now. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Hope to see you soon with the new HSC tutorial. Till then, take care, good luck, and Allah Hafiz.